welcome to Layers of Living Water. I am honored that you have joined me today. And hey, before we share the story today, I just want to say a great big thank you to everyone who's been watching, taking time to share comments, taking time to follow. Surely you should follow because you'll be the first to see the next release. It is my desire to share these positive stories with people around the world, that when you get in those tough situations, when you're in a hard time, you'll remember a little story. It will come back to your mind and it will help you to come out. So here we go. Today's story is about two frogs. Yep, that's what I said, two frogs. They were out wandering around the woods one day and they came up to something they had never seen before. They came up to this large pit. They eased over to the edge of the pit. They looked down in it and they said, "Wow, look at that beautiful water down there. Maybe we should jump in the pit, cool off. It's a hot day." Two frogs looked at each other and they said, "I think that's a good idea. I think we'll do that." They got ready to jump into the pit, and just about the time they were ready to jump, some other frogs appeared. They said, "Hey, we live around here and we wouldn't suggest that you jump into that pit." The frog said, "Why not? Have you not seen the water down there? Have you not seen how beautiful that water is?" And the two frogs said, "We think we're going to jump in there." The other frog said, "Well, listen, if you want to do it, go ahead, but we're telling you, as long as we live here, we've seen many frogs jump in, but we've never seen any frogs come out." Two frogs looked at each other and said, "Wow, that's kind of strange, but hey, we're young, we're strong, we can do it." So they got ready and boom, they jumped into the pit. And guess what? The water was refreshing. It was great. They were having a good time swimming around. After a few minutes, they said, "Okay, that's enough. Let's get out." They came back to where they leaped in and tried to jump out. They were putting forth all their might to jump out of that pit. They were doing all they could to grab onto the sides, and they were not able to get out of the pit. Well, the frogs that were at the top leaned over and said, "Hey, we told you not to go in there. We told you you couldn't get out." The two frogs said, "You know what? We're probably not trying hard enough. Let's rest for a minute and try a little bit harder." So they did. They tried again. They leaped. They jumped. They tried to stick onto the sides. They were doing everything they could to get out. But it was not working. They were not coming out of the pit. Guess what? All of a sudden, one of the frogs said, "You know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe we can't get out of this pit. Let's go around. Maybe we can find a limb. Maybe we can find a vine. Maybe we can find somewhere with a lower edge. Surely we can find some way to get out of this pit." So they went around the pit. Nope, no vine, no stick, no lower edge, no way to get out of the pit. So the one frog looked at the other and said, "You know what? I saw a nice little shore over there where I can sit and rest. Maybe the people are right. Maybe we can't get out of this pit. Maybe we shouldn't have jumped in here." The one frog told the other, said, "Well, if you want to, you go ahead. Go over there and sit down." He said, "I'm sure I can get out of here." The frog looked up to the top of the pit. He could still see the other frogs up there, leaned over, looking down. They were still carrying on. He thought in his mind, "I wonder what they're saying. I guess they must be cheering me on." Well, no, that's not what they were saying. They were saying, "You'll never get out of there. You should not have jumped in there. Not happening. You're not coming out." But the frog decided, he said, "I'm going to get out." He got all his might together. He leaped. He stuck to the edge. He grabbed on. Slowly, he worked his way up out of that pit until, guess what? He came out of the pit. He was tired. He was worn out. He had struggled very hard to come out of that pit, but he made it. The other frogs were in amazement. They had never seen any frog come out of the pit. They went over to him and they were looking. He was tired. He was laying there breathing hard, trying to regain his strength. They said, we're going to ask him how he got out of there. So they asked the frog, they said, hey, you're going to have to tell us, as long as we lived here, no other frog has come out of that pit. Are you like a super frog or something? Is there something about you that we don't know about? The frog said, nope. He said, I saw you all leaned over, giving me great encouragement, shouting and telling me that I could get out of the pit. So I knew I could do it if I tried hard enough. Well, the frogs that were at the top of the pit, they began to look at each other and they said, did you tell him? Did you tell him? We weren't telling you you could get out of the pit. We were telling you you would never get out of the pit. So the one frog thought for a minute and he said, you know, guys, he said, I'm hard of hearing. He said, so what I heard was you guys giving me encouragement to come out. I didn't hear you telling me I would never come out. And my friend, today, you may be in just like the frogs. You may be in a pit. You may be in a bad situation. You may find yourself somewhere today. Other people are telling you, you'll never get out. You should not have done that. You should not have gotten in there. You're done. It's over. You might as well just give up. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be like the one frog who gave up. We don't know what happened to the one frog who gave up. We know he never came out of the pit. Don't give up today, my friend. Don't listen to what others say. Be like the frog that made it out. Even if you can hear well today, even if you know that people are telling you you cannot get out of there, acknowledge that, hey, I made a mistake. I should not have done this. I put myself in a situation that many others have not gotten out of. All these people are telling me you will never get out of there. But my friend, you can get out of there. You ask the Lord to help you, to give you strength to deal with the problem in the situation. You ask the Lord to help you not listen to what others are saying. And you decide for yourself that you will get out of that problem. You will get out of that pit. You will not spend the rest of your life down there. You can do it. Don't listen. Just know that you can come out of the pit. And I know you may be saying to yourself today, but I made the decision that put myself in there. Of course you did. We all make decisions to what we're going to do, but that doesn't mean you will have to live with that decision for the rest of your life. You make a decision today. You decide that you're going to be like the frog that came out of the pit. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what other people are saying. It only matters what you have decided. You make a decision today. You've asked the Lord to give you strength, and you know beyond any shadow of a doubt, keep trying, keep giving it your best, and you will come out of that pit.